there is an intimacy to the relationship that the new king is seeking to establish with his subjects through those walkabouts yesterday, permitting a kiss, tapping an arm, and the rest of it. But here's the question. The late Queen said, "I need to be seen to be believed," but Bagehot, the great constitutional commentator, said, "We must not let in daylight upon the magic." The balance is very delicate, Philip.
Yeah, I think it is, but I think the balance is absolutely depends on context. And I think what Charles is doing at the moment, what King Charles is doing at the moment, is absolutely appropriate. It seems to me that it feels almost like it's Christmas in the trenches here. It feels as though everything's suspended and the usual norms don't apply. I'm thinking particularly about the culture wars, and I'm thinking about institutions and generally what institutions think about Britishness and the monarchy and the national identity and all of those things. So I think it's absolutely appropriate that Charles should, at this moment, show, the human side. He is a man who's suffering, who's grieving and mourning like the rest of the country. So that togetherness, I think, is really important, because believe me, come Tuesday, it's going to be back to normal and the culture wars are going to resume.
Well, I love it. That's such a cheeky analogy of being in the trenches in the First World War. I'm going to bring Michael and Richard in a moment, but let me float back to another analogy. Might it not just be football between the lines, a pause for thought and reflection, after which they either get back into their trenches and carry on killing each other, or, lo and behold, do you know what? It might just be better days ahead.
I think there are a few things here, and I think there's the domestic front, and I think there's the international front. So I'm thinking about the Commonwealth here, and I don't know whether you've covered this already. But we are in this moment of reflection. And it's actually, well, I don't think it's a moment of reflection. I think it's a process of grief and mourning. And I think they're slightly different things. I think the reflection will come. It might well be that things are better, and things will be better if we can articulate this confidence and this clarity of what it means to be British, and the goodness and I've just noted down a few words here as I was just thinking last night about what was going on. And I think the key thing for me is confidence, but there's also dignity, community, coherence, kindness, good humour, acceptance, stamina, and stoicism. And I think if we can articulate those things in the weeks and months and years to come, this is what it means to be British, as opposed to being forced into boxes of race, gender, and sexuality, a coherent version of what it means to be British, then we will be in a good position.